Welcome to the After Six Clouds Ambitious Tribe podcast and webinar. I'm your host, Cassie Pajarillo Braganza, an international independent LinkedIn trainer, startup founder, speaker, and encourager of dreams and ambitions. In this training series, this is where I take you to a fireside chat conversation together with our guests. We will answer your questions and thoughts after advice when it comes to driving ambition, which you can take action right away and make things happen. Hi guys, and welcome back to another awesome episode of the Ambitious Tribe podcast and webinar. I'm super excited for this session, honestly. You see, last December 2019, I got married to the love of my life, my best friend, and we were able to put together the dream wedding filled with movies we've watched and being able to sprinkle every moment with elements that say who we are, that says who we are and our relationships. And I'm so excited because in this session, we will be having the man behind the amazing team who captured as much elements that he can in the video. So he took all the time to bear with me and my ideas throughout the wedding. Mind you guys, it was 1 year worth, and I don't know where he got that patience. But from then on, his creation will now serve as the movie that will make us remember the magical day. So without further ado, you guys, the legendary, the storyteller, Jake Olaso of the Jake Olaso Films. Woo! So I can imagine there should be like clapping and all and confetti. But this will do for now. Hi, Jake.
Hey, Cass. Nice to see you again.
Nice to see you again. Thank you again for agreeing to do this with me. And I know we've been having this discussion since last year. And I'm really proud of you because, you're putting all these ideas into action now. And I'm excited for you. I'm not going to preempt what you're currently brewing and what we're brewing. But for now, let's talk about you and your story. Okay lang ba yun? Will that be fine?
Sure. Go ahead.
All right, so Jake, how did you get into videography and what's your story? Where did this entire project inspired by?
Well, I'm not really a videographer by profession or by academics, or I did not study for videography. I was an engineer before. Back in 2010, I had an opportunity to go back to the first hobby that I love, which is filmmaking. I used to edit and make videos on my handycam before when I was in probably growing up. I love making videos. I love editing videos. But then back in and then back in 2010, there was an opportunity to go back and pursue video making, and I saw this particular website or forum that they're having like a workshop for wedding videos. So I said to myself, I can do that. I think I can do that. I want to like make concept videos, pre-nuptial videos, and I attended that workshop, and from there on, um, I saw my friends, or I met my mentors, I met my friends, I met my colleagues, and we sort of have a network, and my career per se started from there. And yeah, and we're 10 years this year.
Wow, 10 years has it been? Okay, okay.
Yeah, it started with just one couple slash friend. So I asked my friend to um, guest, or to ask them to, can I shoot your wedding for free? Just to get some portfolio. And then he said, yeah, why not? Then I sort of collaborated with other videographers, asked them if they have any gigs or any freelance
Wow. Mm-hmm.
opportunities I can have or I can take.
Right.
And then I started from there. I started freelancing, and then for a year, and then I I started my own business after a year. So that was when Jake Olaso Wedding Films was born. So
Wow. So you started off really on a note where you wanted to validate also the business if it's something that you really wanted to do.
yeah,
Because, a lot of people would always go to these workshops and trainings to discover themselves first. And it's such a nice story when you mentioned that you collaborated with other people to also validate if this is really something that will also develop as a business for you. What were the risks that you took when you you suddenly just decided, well, okay, number one, what were the risks when you finally decided I'm going to do this full time? Number two, what were the options that went to, I mean, you asked yourself before you quit your job? And yeah, tell us about it.
yeah. It was not really immediately when I discovered that I wanted to do wedding videography. It does not. I wanted to make it. I want to make it full time. It's not like immediately. It took around like 4 years of balancing act between
Wow.
my current my day job and my wedding hobby back then. So the risk was somehow controlled because I still have my day job or night job because I am a network consultant for a US company. So my usual schedule will be at night. So at night, I will be doing my corporate work, and then during the daytime, I will do weddings. So it's somehow best of both worlds,
Right.
and then it's not really something that I need to choose from
Yes.
then back then. But as my weddings pile up, as
Right.
my reputation builds up, more and more clients are trusting me,
Yes.
and then more and more schedules were accumulating, and I need to prioritize which one do I need to work on first. So
Mm.
that's
Mm.
I think that's when the climax, or what that's when the conflict um, um, was seen, since I need to
Mm.
uh, choose now which one I need to take. For example, on a Monday, it's a
Right.
work week, but there's a schedule for my wedding, so I do not know which one do I need to choose. So I only need to choose one. So I think you will know already which one I choose.
Yeah.
So I filed. I usually file for a leave or a scheduled leave, if you may. so, so that I can accommodate those schedules for weddings. So that is the risk. But uh, in 2013, that's the time that I needed to decide really
Mm.
what do I want for my career. Do I
Mm.
need I want to pursue this engineering track, or I want to pursue my passion, which I really love. So I weighing my options, since I'll be getting married the next year after. So in 2014, I'll be getting married. So I have to compute. I have to take considerations of all the expenses, all of the things that will I have bookings in the future? Will it be sustainable? So that's the risk that I have to take in order for me to have this full-time wedding career. So um, it's not an easy choice because I love both, but it's
Sure. Right.
wedding filmmaking is my passion. So it's really a no-brainer for me between choosing the things that you want to do for the rest of your life.
Wow, that's such a brave move. And knowing that you were getting married, and we all know the huge amount of money that we all have to
Yeah,
spend, regardless if it's just a small wedding or, there's still costs, regardless of how much or how many people are going to be there. But thank you for sharing that story. At least you know, people always would want to go for their passion, but tendency is there are those who forget that you have to weigh in your options first, and to have a game plan in terms of, okay, if you're going to jump into this passion, what is it that you are going to do next, how many clients would you need to have before you say, okay, I'm unstable or I'm stable or am I going to go in. But did it ever occur to you that what if one day you don't have, a client, and then it's going to be a dead month? What strategy do you do, especially now that a lot of you are in the wedding videography video business? What make you stand out, Jake?
Yeah. Regarding that, I before I jumped into doing full time weddings, I already told myself that if I won't um if I will not be doing action, then I will not be having any reward. So I need to work hard so that I have to, you know, reap the rewards in the future. So I said to myself, I can do like freelancing on the side if there's slow months, or I can do editing. The point is, I have other plan of action in case um, I did not have any bookings for this month or for this particular month. So I plan for the future. So the amount of hard work that you do in everything that you do, whether it's for videography or whether it's or corporate work, is directly proportional to the things that you will have in the future.
Right.
So
Mm.
I guess that's what I'm also saying to my students or mentees, that don't be afraid that you won't get any clients in the future, because you will never know unless you try. So
Right, correct.
um, I don't really want to have one day questioning myself the decisions that, what if I did this, what if I did that. The truth is, you'll never know unless you're there. So
Absolutely.
just
Mm.
take that decision, own it, and then have it, you know, make the most out of it, work hard for it, so that one day you'll get where you want to be.
So much wisdom. My goodness, mentor guru Jake. So Jake, what energizes you now in what you do? I mean, I'm sure there are a lot of great lessons in serving different brides and couples, and in every bride, there's a certain personality as well. And of course, not every day is of the same, even if it's the same task. What greatest lesson would you impart to those who wants to also become a Jake Olaso?
Um, my happiness is just simple, you know. Um, Before I used to be thanks to this venture, I was forced to, talk to a lot of couples, talk to a lot of suppliers, colleagues, um, and it kind of improved myself of engaging with the couple, so that I wanted to meet more people, or I wanted to hear their stories, and be able to tell them through my own style or through my vision. So that kind of energizes me. The things that I learn from them, the things that I hear from them, or tell their experience. No, so I want to collect as many um, memories, or be part of as many memories as possible. And um, instant gratification. So it's really,
Wow, that's
it,
wonderful. Mm.
it's if they tell you thank you more than the monetary reward that you'll be getting, since you're also a business, so you also need to take care of your business. But more than that, it's the gratification from the couples that they mattered. I mean, that you made a difference in their lives, or you've been the part of their lives, and that really resonates with me since I will be part of them. I mean, I will be part of their lives, at least for a long time or for a longer period of time. So it's um it's about making yourself matter. It's about helping other people um, preserve their memories so that um, in the future, if they want to, if they want to remember things, they want to feel the day, your work or your craft will help them relieve those moments. So that really energizes
Aw.
me every I do wedding videos. So I love
Wow.
it.
Oh, fantastic. And as a matter of fact, there are a lot of videographers in the world, but I would say amongst all that I've been seeing, it's really in the Philippines where the crafts, I mean, the videos are different. I mean, you guys have all
Yeah.
different styles. I mean, it's the same story. It's marriage. I mean, it has it's templated. It's what they say. But in terms of how you put in through the eyes, your eyes to the lenses, and making it also happen to with the way that how the bride and the groom would want to see it. Also, I mean, it's nice how you put it all together and apply it as well to with what how you see it. All right. So, Jake, I know you're doing a mentorship program as well, but of course, before we all get into our passion, it's great for us to actually discuss about this. Who is this business for?
Oh, okay. So the wedding videography as a whole, or
Yeah, for you.
uh,
I mean, if you were going to, if you like you were a newbie, and what is the persona, or who is this? Who is this? I mean, how does it fit to a person in order
okay,
for them to become a videographer? Yeah.
yeah. This business is for people that want to showcase their art as well as help people, remember things or remember or document. We're documents uh, of memories. So um, you say that you only get married or once in your lifetime, and we want to probably remember those moments and relive that for the future generations to come. Maybe you want to have your family remember what does it feels like, what 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 does it look like. So this wedding business is for those people who have passion in creating
Mm-hmm.
in general. So if you want to create art, then so be it. If you want to create, storytelling, you wanted to tell the stories of people, then be my guest. But this video business is for those who want to create.
Okay, all right. So, how do a person get started? I mean, you've shared your story, and would it make sense? Does a person need to go to workshops first? Does a person need to, before they offer their businesses? How would you know? How should one know that they're okay, they're ready, and of
Uh,
course they're going to perform, and I mean, be able to deliver the video. Yeah.
yeah. Now, back in the day, I just want to give context. Back in the day, there's no like seminars or workshops. It's very rare that you have those workshops and connect with people that is part of your industry. So now, with the advent of Facebook, social media, it's very easy for people who want to get in the business to connect and network with people, with like-minded people,
Mhm.
and
Right. Correct.
be able to learn
Yes.
from them.
Yes.
You just have to watch, or you just have to talk to them. It's easy now to connect with people who you look up to. They respond, and they
That's
tell
true.
you
Yes.
they tell you what to do, or they share your information. And that's what I like about this, generation. It's really easy for us to um, learn, since all of the informations are in our fingertips, literally. Just one Google
Mm.
away, one just question away. So it's just a matter of doing it.
And practicing. That's true. So,
Yeah.
what should they have to become successful? What is successful for you?
um wow, that's a tough question. um
This universe.
Success is, I believe, it's subjective. So everybody has their own level of success. So for me, I mean, success for me is be able to, master your craft. But I think, when I got this fear of, when reaching this milestone, when reaching our 10th year,
Mm.
I've got this fear that I haven't reached yet to the peak, or to the moment that I wanted to reach. Since the people that I looked up to, they've done so much already in 10 years. But I realized that, why should you compare yourself to other people?
Absolutely. Right.
You you have different, um, probably,
Journey. Mm.
yes. And then I realized that the only thing that you need to compare is where you are when you started, and where you are right now. So that is the success that I, uh, probably, it's the growth, the personal growth. If you're able to, build some knowledge, master, and be able to share it to other peoples, I think that's already a success for me.
Right. So yes, I agree totally, totally agree that you shouldn't compare your journey in comparison to other people's journey, but instead be inspired that these people are going through this, I mean, their own journey as well, in order for you to also be enlightened and energized. Okay, so let's go back to the craft. What are the should and shouldn't in storytelling, and also when you're capturing it for you, at least
Uh,
your style?
yeah, for me, for our style, we know that everyone have a different style. So, for me, I I I want to tell the story as authentic as possible. I make an effort to, um, showcase the uniqueness of the couples, because weddings are really like, a template. I mean, it's really, there's a preparation, there's a ceremony, there's a reception. So it's just the same for every wedding that you'll do. But the only difference is that the personality within those weddings. So the couples, they are very unique. They have their own unique story. And my job as a storyteller is to, you know, at least highlight that, and focus and anchor my story into the couple story, whatever hardships or whatever triumphs they're trying to, achieve. That's what I want to revolve around the story. I don't want storytelling to be, coming from me. I mean, the content will be coming from me. Let's do this. Oh, let's do that. I want the content to come from the couple, and then we will be collaborating with that, since,
Right.
that's the key to authenticity, and that's the key to being, be able to capture it raw and candid.
Yes, yes. I'm sure it's no easy task, but having to have, practice. And I noticed though, since I experienced it myself, that you and your team, you capture as much as you can, and you never leave the couple, regardless if they were just walking in the, in the, in the corridor, or yeah, so because I've witnessed also other videographers wherein they leave the room and then I'll just catch you later. I mean, I know that there's also such a thing as business ethics, which I think this is very crucial, not just in capturing. So going to that, circling to that, Jake, how did you scale And how did you build this wonderful team that you have right now? What experiences, and I'm sure there are failures and lessons in between. So what are the should and shouldn't in when you scale, and what are the essentials in building a team?
Yeah. Ironically, my team only accepts one wedding per day. So if it's scalability wise, it's that's not really ideal. But if you wanted to have a long lasting, reputation or long lasting brand, then I think I really did not was that I did not really um, get back to my decision back then. If I want to make a team under a particular name, that would be great for my business, But the quality, I'm really someone that um, I want to focus more of the quality rather than the
Mm,
quantity.
right.
So weddings for me or scalability in our business doesn't come with that. Scalability for me is um, having to share, you know. So I want to intro this to my mentorship. No, I want to think of something else that I want that I can scale aside from doing the bookings, doing the reservations. So I have this. I want to do like a mentorship program that um, to share to as many people as possible by just doing the effort once.
Yes,
So
yes.
um, I have this online mentorship that I
Mm,
want to share with you. It's still ongoing, but I hope to finish it by this month
right.
or early next
So
month.
excited
Yeah,
for this. Yeah.
yeah. So that's the scalability for me that I wanted to do um, my mentorship or my sharing once, and then I'll be able to share it to as
More
many.
people. Yes.
Yeah. So it's
People.
one to many. So
So
that's
are you going to be teaching, or are you going to be sharing in terms of what is a Jake Olaso signature? Is that going to be incorporated so that you can be like, okay, since you are a Jake Olaso mentee, all right, so this is the I don't know. I mean, in video, in photography, there are presets, that when you see a certain color and I don't know, like feel it, you know already that this is this person who does this. So is this also the vision that you have, that you will have a Jake Olasa trademark as well? That yeah, he was a student of Jake because, is that something that you're looking forward to also looking into?
um
Ideally.
somehow, yeah, somehow.
Okay.
But I wanted to mention that this course shares my experience, but I want to structure my course so that they can build their own identity in the future, because I don't want
Mm,
landed as look-alike of Jake or cheaper version of Jake. I structured the course that yeah, we're storytellers, but there are criterias that you can do or you can make on your own and be able to decide for yourself or make and build your own style. So
right,
that's
right.
I wanted to um, focus more on this workshop. Of course, there will be trade secrets, tips, and possibly how I do things. But I wanted to teach them how I think, so that they can also know how they will be able to think on different circumstances.
Okay, so going to that, circling into that, how important is style? And of course, it's ever evolving. How do you define it? Like with you, I'm sure you've evolved so much. I mean, what were the things that changed and yet to change?
Yeah. style for me is very important because it's part of your brand. If they see a video, they will be able to identify it quickly. That okay, that's a Jake Olaso video, or that's a Jake Olaso storytelling. That's good that you have consistency with your style. But how do
Mm,
you get that style? Do you
mm,
do you get the style by copying or by getting ideas from other people? Yes, possibly. In my early years, I'm guilty of that. I get ideas from this videographer, get ideas from this videographer, get ideas from this videographer, and
mm.
in turn, I'm able to do or compile those decisions, those ideas into something that I call my own. So that is style for me.
Okay.
Get
Okay.
those ideas, because the decision on which ones you want to get ideas from is also already a style. you know that's already
Correct.
style. That's already a style. And then which ideas or which techniques that you wanted to use and what you don't want to use is already a decision. And
Mm,
if you're making a decision for that, I want to use this, I don't want to use that, then
mm.
you're already defining your style.
Okay. But Jake, isn't it expensive to be in this industry? I mean, when you started, you said that you have a simple camera, but it still matters if you have the appropriate ones. I mean, if you were going to teach someone, what are the requirements that this person should have anyway? At least.
Yeah, at least basic camera, a decent laptop for editing, for storytelling. But I've met people with less equipment, with less of the things that we require, but have the fueling passion to learn new stuff.
It's
I
an
think that's the
execution,
more
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's more important rather than
Mm,
the stuff that you will buy or the stuff that you need, because there's always rental. You can rent things or you can borrow things, but the ideas on how to use that, it's
it's
not something
totally
that you can
different.
buy.
Exactly. Right.
So yeah, it's expensive for now. I mean, for when you're starting out, it's expensive. But my advice for those who are starting is just get the best camera, or get the best equipment that you can afford.
Afford. Yes. All right. So, what actions did you take to stay relevant? And now that you're running it in what, 10 years? Crazy. Congratulations, 10 years. Wow. So, what actions did you take for you to stay relevant, to still be out there, and you're still running a wonderful team and capturing left and right? If, in fact, you guys, if you haven't seen it, Jake's team was at the Taal volcano, and that was circulating on the internet. It was actually Jake's team who were there in that certain wedding. So aside from that news, I mean, how else do you stay relevant?
Um, it's really hard to stay relevant with all of the new talented videographers coming out, every year. So what we do is just constant constant learning of the new things that coming out. So you have to be able to swim with the tide. If there will be new things that coming out, you have to learn it. If there will be new trends, you could at least try it. And if you don't really, if you don't believe that it will be if it fits your style, then so be it. But at least you're up to date on which styles are current and which styles are not. Because if you stop learning, then you'll be able to. Then that's the time that you'll be left out and be
Agree.
forgotten. You
Yes.
can be easily forgotten by all of these
Yes.
studios coming out. So
Yes.
I guess you also need to market yourself. From the Millionaire Mind, I learned that. So you need to um tell everybody that you can do it, or tell everybody that you have the skill. So you need to market yourself. So what I've been doing is studying how the social media works, how we can help other peoples with the same taste that we have from our style. So we cater, or we focus our attention, or we focus our efforts on marketing our videos, marketing our style, helping new people, writing blogs, and without selling anything. We just wanted to help, and that way, hopefully they'll be a name recall or could be a household name for the wedding industry. So that I think is you know, a constant action that you need to take year in year out. So it's really no stopping. You don't parang it's really it's constant effort.
Yeah, you have to
Every,
continuously show up and be
yeah,
there. Yeah, but I've noticed too that every time, this is it's actually nice of you. I've noticed that every time that you upload a certain movie or a certain wedding, you also put it in some Facebook ad boosts, and then I also see that you have a touch of what you felt and see. So it's not just like, okay, here's a movie of the here's a wedding video, okay, go enjoy. It's really more of like you will also share like, okay, this is such an amazing wedding that I've been to, what differentiates it from the other wedding that you've been to the other. So when people get to read through your news feed or your page, it's actually more on, it has a personal touch of what you truly felt on that day, and you weren't comparing it to another wedding, but it's really more of like, this is how it was. So that's very nice of you. It's, you don't consider your movies as a product, but rather a partnership with the couple too. So I love you for that, Jake. Okay, so I wish that we can talk more, and I have a lot of questions in my head. Especially my husband is a photographer himself, but of course, I wanted to respect also the time of those viewers. If you guys have any questions, feel free to comment down below. Jake and I will endeavor to answer in every questions, regardless of time, date, or here's the thing. I have a huge announcement together with Jake. Congratulations, 1 year in the making. Um, if you want your story to be captured in its most raw form, yet creative and put together, if you want it to become that someone who wants to also put storytelling together, Jake is actually creating finally his course for videographers who wants to endeavor just the same. And Jake, do you wanna share? I mean, what is it about? Do you have a date already when you're gonna have it out? Okay, put a deadline.
yeah, put deadline on it. So I put the deadline this end of month, but
End of
since
March. Right.
there's a pandemic so
Hopefully
it was
soon.
yeah, it was put on hold, but I'm trying to make use of the time that we're
Yes.
in the quarantine time, so we're
Likewise.
trying to make use of the time to finish and add more value to the videos that I'm making. So
All right.
hopefully you guys stay tuned and just probably follow my page, or we'll be announcing soon. And I'm really excited for this one because I've been telling Cass about this like 6 months, 3 months ago. So way back. So this is a project that was long planned
Yeah.
before, and now
It's
finally
happening.
we're
Yeah.
able to
So you
be
guys,
able to.
there's a little backstory here. So when we met up Jake, he went to our office. This was not even, yeah, it was a year and a half. Yeah, I think around that time. And I was telling him that we are in the business of trainings, education, courses, and seminars, and so on and so forth. And I was telling him, Jake, why don't you come up with a course? And he was like, you know what? It's been parked way back. I just don't know how to do it. And I was telling him, you know what? Just do it. Don't, things are figure outable. You can figure it out. So even during the wedding, our wedding, he was working. I would ask him, Jake, where are you? I mean, I was working on my wedding day. So he was he was like, just focus on your wedding. I'm also working on your wedding. I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot. So so it's just amazing how these ambitious people are doing a lot of wondrous things because they love it immensely, and I'm happy that you're sharing it. So you guys, I will be dropping in a sign up sheet down below. You can feel free and sign up it. Jake will be able to access it so that he will be able to drop you a note. We will drop you a note on when it's going to be open. And what's nice about that, you're going to be having the early bird, I'm sure. Early bird rate, we're not going to tell yet on how much it's going to be, but just watch out for it. And of course, remember to hit like, subscribe, and the notification bell to get yourself even more informed about our succeeding episode. So once again, thank you so much, Jake, for being in here.
Sure.
Thank
Thank you
you. And
for having
also everybody who is in here, who tuned in. I will see you all. We will all see you again soon. Again, my name is Cassie. I'm your host, and welcome to the Ambitious Tribe podcast. I'll see you guys then. Bye. Yon, wait lang.